Hello and welcome back to your mat. Today I'm at beautiful McCormick's Creek State Park. There's a little creek going by and there's a waterfall down that way. So I hope that you enjoy the backdrop for today's yoga class. Today we're going to do a 15-minute class. No props are needed, just your mat and yourself. Blocks are optional if you find that you might need those, but I don't even think today you're really going to need those at all. So bring yourself and your mat and let's get started. So today's quote is by Douglas Brooks. What we want out of yoga is ourselves, not something better than ourselves. So keep that in mind. What we want out of yoga is ourselves, not something better than ourselves. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to turn sideways, and it's a little buggy here. I apologize if I'm swatting at bugs, but I have a beautiful view, so I won't complain. So I'm going to turn sideways, just come to a nice, simple, seated, cross-legged position. I've got my right leg in front of my left. And from here, sit up tall, and if it's okay and you're able to hinge forward at the hips, go ahead and hinge forward. You could also stay more upright and come forward any amount. We're just going to get started. You can move back and forth here, hinge forward any amount. You can stay more upright. Pick what's best for you. This is your practice, so go with what works for you. Get comfortable here for a minute. Just kind of moving back and forth if you choose, or stay stationary, whatever floats your boat today. Taking some nice breaths here, arriving on your mat. Couple more breaths in and out through your nose at your own pace. Just arriving, helping open up the lower back, the hip area, keeping your hips grounded into the mat, so don't let those pop up with you. Stay grounded. Another inhale. And exhale, let that go. You can sigh out if it's been a long day. And come all the way back up. And now we're going to do eagle arms. So you can stay seated in this position, but I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. And we're just going to take our arms out right and cross them right over left. And then I've got a microphone here, so I'm hoping it doesn't mess it up. Bring the hands up. You can either have the backs of your hands touching, or if you're able to go ahead and have your palms touching. If this configuration does not work for you, then alternative, let's bring your right arm across and pull it in with the left hand. So pick what variation works best for you. Find what works for your body. And if you're in eagle arms like this, you're welcome to maybe move your arms up a little bit, lower them down, kind of play around and see, again, what feels right. So a big part of yoga is discovery and exploration. So see what works for your body and move it around a little bit and try a couple different variations. Let it be a little bit more fluid and see what works for you and find a good spot. Stay there. Breathing here. And release and let that go. All right, shake that out. Now we're going to go ahead and switch across of our legs. I'm going to turn sideways again for you. So now your left leg is in front of your right. Sit up nice and tall. Stay here or hinge forward any amount. So you decide. I like to come all the way down on my forearms, but whatever's best for you. Making sure to keep those hips grounded into the earth or into your mat. And breathing here. And today I'm feeling like kind of moving a little bit, so I'm kind of swaying back and forth. You can stay stationary. Again, make the practice about you and what works best for you. Breathing here. Just arriving and letting the day go, or maybe you're getting ready to start your day. Just be here on your mat for a moment and just think about yoga for a moment and not what all you have to do or what you have done or how your day has been or how it's going to be. And inhale and come all the way back up. And now we're going to do the other way with our arms. So bring your arms out to the sides. And now you're just going to cross that left arm over and either bring the back of the hands together, or you can have your palms touching, or you can always just bring that left arm across your body, pull it in with your right arm. So any of those options are going to work, and you're going to get that nice shoulder opener. So I'm going to go ahead and turn sideways. So you go ahead and hold that and breathe there. And again, you can move down, or you can go up here. However you want to go. You want to go back a little bit. You want to stay at the center. Again, it's your practice, so do what works for you. Be fluid here if you want. Maybe you want to do a little dancing eagle. Make it your own. Breathing there. And from there, go ahead and release that and shake that out. And now, however you want to get there, you can come onto all fours. And we're going to tuck those back toes and come into a nice downward facing dog. So go ahead and stretch back. Go ahead and pedal those legs out. Tuck my shirt here. Go ahead and pedal your legs out a bit. And just get comfortable in that pose. Opening the legs so you can have one leg bent and the other one straight. And then do the same with the other one. Do what you got to do here to really get yourself open and flexible. Or more flexible for today's class. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and bring those hips up toward the sky. And bring your heels down as much as they can go. Really stretch through those arms and your hands. Breathing here for a couple of rounds. This is a nice warm-up pose anytime. And then from here, go ahead and look forward and step that left foot forward. And go ahead and turn on your mats. We're going to pivot on our mats and come all the way up. And from there, I'd like for you to turn your feet out to about 45 degrees. We're going to come into what's called temple pose. So go ahead and squat down as if you were maybe like in a huddle or something. So squat down here, hands on your legs, your upper thighs. And just sway back side to side if you'd like. You can stay more stationary if you'd like to just stay this way, or you can sway back and forth a bit. And then from here, we're just going to do a couple of shoulder dips to open the shoulders up a bit more. So go ahead and bring that right shoulder forward and dip it toward the middle. Exhale, come back up, and now do the left. So left shoulder dipped in the middle. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, dip the right. Exhale, come up, and dip that left. Inhale. And exhale, come back up. Okay, go ahead and release that. I'm feeling my legs too. And now parallel your feet. So both your feet are facing forward now on your mat. Inhale, get tall. And on the exhale, go ahead and hinge forward at your hips, coming forward any amount. Inhale and go ahead and look forward, halfway lift there. And then exhale, just release it all down. So go ahead and bend forward any amount. You could always have a bend in your knees. You don't want to lock those knees out. So a slight bend is always recommended. Breathing here. Just feeling that all the way through. Feel your lower back opening up. The hamstrings, the back of your hamstrings for sure. Just stretching it all out. Let the neck go. Just kind of shake it, yes or no. Just let it go. Let it hang. Let gravity do its job. Inhale and come halfway up. And then exhale, we're going to come all the way back up to stand. And now we're just going to go into downward dog again. So go ahead and make your way to plant your hands at top of your mat, step your feet back, and come into a downward facing dog. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and step that right foot forward, halfway up your mat, so only halfway. Bring your left arm out further on the mat, and then you're going to pivot onto the outside edge of your left foot. So we're in kind of a side plank here, supported. And make sure that this left wrist is in front of your shoulder, so it's not directly underneath of your shoulder. You can stay right here if you'd like, the arm up overhead. If you're feeling steady, and I'm going to try it, but I'm on a surface that's not very even, you can go ahead and try to stack both of your legs and then bring that arm up. Keeping the hips lifted. Takes a lot of balance, so if you prefer this, then go for it. And I highly suggest that one, especially if you're on an uneven surface like I might be, or I am. All right, and from there, go ahead and we're going to step back into a downward facing dog. So breathe here, downward dog. And now we're going to step that left foot forward, halfway up the mat. Bring your right arm up here out further ahead of your shoulder. Go ahead and pivot onto the outside edge of your right foot. Keep the hips lifted, so we're in a nice side plank here. You can bring that left arm up overhead and stay here if you'd like, or if you're feeling steady, you can go ahead and stack the feet. Keeping those hips lifted, stretching that arm up, breathing here, find that point. This is balance, core, everything's working here. And exhale and release that back into a nice downward dog and just let all of that go for a moment. All right. Go ahead and stay in your down dog for just a minute more. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and come down onto all fours. And if you would like, you can go ahead and lower down from a regular plank position, or you can lower the knees and come all the way down onto your mat. So we're going to just stretch out the stomach a little bit here and also work the shoulders a bit. So bring both your hands out wide and in front of your mat. And we're going to do a different version of cobra. So go ahead and lift your chest up and your head up. Come up out of your hips. So you're in this modified version of cobra. This is a really nice one to do. Really open everything up. And exhale and let that go back down to the mat. Go ahead and now bring your hands back a little bit closer. And let's lift up again. So inhale and lift up back into cobra again. And exhale back down. And once more, bring the hands back to your regular place for cobra. So right about your chest area. And inhale and lift yourself up into any amount of cobra you like. So it can be a lower cobra. And then exhale and lower back down. From here, we're going to do a quick locust. So bring your hands back along by your sides. And then from here, I want you to inhale and lift your arms, your chest, and your legs and your head off the ground. So inhale, lift everything but your hips and pelvis off the ground. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Exhale, and go ahead and lower down and turn your head to one side on your mat and rest for a moment. And now we're going to inhale and do that one more time. So inhale, bring everything off the mat again except for your hips and pelvis. Breathing, and exhale and bring your head back down and turn to the other side. From here, go ahead and plant your hands, come to all fours. We're going to do a brief child's pose. So go ahead and stretch back into child's pose. It could be wide-legged, whatever feels best for you today. And rest that forehead on the ground. Just stretch forward and really feel that release there for a moment. Breathing here and resetting yourself before we move on to our balance pose for today. And go ahead and come up. And now we're going to do a balance pose. We're going to do dancer pose, but I'm going to show you a couple variations. I'm going to do my best to balance today, but I will tell you I am on an uneven surface, so we'll see what happens. So go ahead and stand up on your mat. We're going to balance on our left foot. And the first stage of this is to just balance on your left and grab a hold of your right foot with your right hand. And you can stay right here if you'd like. This is a great balance pose. You can bring the arm up overhead and you're welcome to stay here. Or if you feel steady, you got a point to stare at ahead of you. Then go ahead and tip forward, bringing the leg up and the arm out in front of you any amount. So you can stay more here, or you can come forward as much as you'd like. So pick what is best for you. Find that point, breathing, 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 breathing. And when you're ready, come on and exhale and let that go. And go ahead and shake that out. Nicely done. I will tell you, it's much more difficult to do this when you're on an uneven surface, but we did it. All right, let's go into the other side. I'm going to go ahead and turn around for you. So for this one, actually, I'm going to stay the way I was. All right, so go ahead and balance on your right foot and then reach back and grab a hold of that left foot. You can bring this other arm out or up to give you balance. This is a great place to stay. And if you want to stay here, then stay here. Otherwise, when you feel steady, then you can tip forward any amount. And on this one, I'm not going to tip forward as much. So go ahead and find that point and then just tip forward any amount and stay there. Make sure you breathe here. Keep that point in front of you. Use your core to help hold you here. And then exhale and release that and shake that out. Nice. We'll come down to a seated position now from here. Go ahead and have a seat. And from here, I'd like you to go ahead and cross your left foot underneath of you. So your left foot will be next to your right hip. Cross that right leg over, top of the left. Sit up nice and tall. From here, go ahead and wrap your left elbow around your right knee, right arm behind you, and twist to your right. Nice seated twist. If this bothers your knee for some reason, you can always bring this out straight on the mat in front of you. So if your knee is just tweaky, then there's no benefit to leaving it this way. Go ahead and leave it out straight. We're really going for the twist here anyway. So go ahead and twist, pull yourself in, twist to the right, breathing here. Hopefully you can enjoy some of my sounds of nature. One of my favorite things of doing the videos from the road now is I get to show you all, bring all these new locations to you guys for the classes. So hope you're enjoying them. And go ahead and release and come back. We'll just switch the cross. So now the right leg will be underneath. The left leg is on top. So your right foot will be next to your left hip. Left leg is on top. Go ahead and bring your right arm and around that left knee. Twist to the left, looking overhead, over to your left. So yeah, I'm really hoping that you guys are enjoying these videos and the chance to join us on our travels, even if it's vicariously. And from there, release that. And we're going to go ahead and lay back onto our backs. Hug your knees into your chest. And then from here, we're going to you can just keep your knees into your chest, or if you feel like it's going to work for you, go ahead and grab the soles of your feet, the shins, or behind your knees and come into happy baby. So stretch the soles of the feet up toward the sky or the ceiling if you're inside. Knees are pointed toward the ground. They may be higher up. You might be holding here, or you might just be holding your knees in like this. Either one is fine. Pick what works best for you. And then exhale and release that. And come all the way back up. And from here, if you want to take the time and you have time, go ahead and lay back in a Shavasana and take a couple minutes there, or seated meditation. I'm going to leave you here because, again, I'm trying to keep these classes under 20 minutes. So, and they go quickly, obviously. So I really thank you for joining me. If you have time, Shavasana, please take it. You'll enjoy it. Otherwise, until next time, and who knows what the next location is going to be, but I'm looking forward to sharing many more of these videos with you on the road. Namaste.